deer. He did his thing, man. Coleman Hawkins.
So where did the nickname the Bean come from? Do you know?
No, I know they call him the Hulk as well, but they also call him the Bean.
Yeah.
You know,
from Milt, bags and beans.
Yeah. So they, but they always call him the Hulk as well.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's a great player, man. He's a great player.
Body and soul. So, yeah, I say, all y'all out there, you want to tap into your inner Coleman Hawkins, you gotta check out that Body and Soul, 1939, and start there. As far as I know, that was the first Coleman Hawkins tune I was played and said, yo, this is it. This was the one that shocked the world.
That's what I had. I got a couple records, but he was a fantastic ballads. His ballads is blowing, man. His timeless.
Coleman Hawkins, the great Coleman Hawkins, 1904. Just think, 1904, this brother was born and did great things, and we're still talking about him today, more than 100 years later.
Yeah, no doubt.
And when I think of Coleman Hawkins and what I've learned, I would say one of the first great tenor saxophone players. Cat who inspired a lot of other tenor sax cats that we love still today too. The first that comes to mind would be Sonny Rollins. Mobley for sure.
Mobley, Zoop Sims, a lot of different cats he influenced. But when I think about Coleman Hawkins, when he laid his imprint on the tune, show tune, Body and Soul.
Yeah.
And that did
first cat to play through the changes. Before he did what he did on Body and Soul, the solos were very immature and like rinky-dink, so to speak, And what he did, he was the first cat that played through the changes of the tune. Before that it was just beep, 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 beep,
Yeah, because what it is, the first time I was played Body and Soul, literally, the cat who played it for me told me there's two choruses that the solos jump off, and these solos literally to this day are considered two of the greatest solos ever
all
done.
Time.
Stopping the quartet, Woodlawn Cemetery. We're here at the Brookside Mausoleum, Terrace 8. And we came to visit this great brother, Milt Jackson, aka Bags. Ill vibes, you know what I'm saying? Ill vibes. We're gonna expound on the brother's greatness, man. When you think of Bags, like what comes to mind, brother?
Well, man, when I think of Milt Jackson, man, I think of the Modern Jazz Quartet. The Modern Jazz Quartet, that group that he co-led for like almost 50 years before when they disbanded in the 70s. In the 40s when they disbanded in the 70s. That band that consisted of John Lewis, Percy Heath, two drummers at the time. It was Kenny Clark was the first drummer, and the later drummer was Connie K. And Bags.
Who was the later drummer?
Connie K. Connie K was the later drummer. After Kenny Clark had left. So I think of Bags. I think all those great recordings he did on Atlantic and Riverside, some dates he did. He did a classic album with John Coltrane. Not a classic album with John Coltrane called Bags and Train.
Yes.
That's a classic Atlantic recording. And then also he did one with Cannonball called Things Are Getting Better. And that's with an all-star personnel with Cannonball, Milt, Wynton Kelly, Percy Heath, and Art Blakey. And it was a swinging, definitely a swinging affair. You know?
And of course, another one of his comrades we just came from checking out, Bean.
And the Bean, yeah, that record they did together on that called Bean Bags.
Sure.
Even if you have to absorb the information and read the information, because that's what it's about. Knowledge is power, man.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's the same thing with me being, you know, an avid hip hopper, not just doing the music, but living it.
Miles Davis walked off the stage soon as his solo was over. Oh yes, he did leave the stage. That's what you folks all were saying. Coltrane, he stepped off the stage. That's what you folks all were saying. Oh yes, they both left the stage. Clean out of sight now. They felt they had to rehearse. Although we know they were masters, they had a real groovy sound. And you would have to admit it. Oh yes, they both left the stage soon as their solos were over. And if you can't figure out their groove, we'd like to hip you. Well, my friends, now about